What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be going through the best attackers in FIFA 23. We've got a few of the cheaper options and then we have got the absolute monsters. So we will delve into quite a few of them and just highlight some of the best ones that you could get in your team or already have in your team. Let me know down below your favourite striker in FIFA 23 as we go through this list. So as we can see, Neymar is number one. Still waiting on that big upgrade. Was kind of hoping for a Team of the Year honourable, but I can understand why he didn't get one. Maybe next year might be a bigger shout for him. I know he's definitely been doing a hell of a lot better this season than he has done in the previous seasons. Would love a Team of the Year Neymar before he eventually retires. So this could be the one if we really hope so. But Neymar's number one with a 5-star, 5-star. If you are a long-time viewer of the channel and have watched multiple videos, then you know I like Neymar. Neymar, Ronaldinho are my favourite too. The dribbling on both of them is absolutely insane. And Neymar has just this wicked dribble that just works so well. Every stat is pretty solid, and I think every year the same stat lets him down. He's got the 5-5, got pace, got finishing, got passing, got dribbling. He has absolutely everything, as well as some nice traits. Injury prone is one that we go away from, but the one thing that always lets him down is that 83 shot power. I don't know what I've got to do to get it higher, but that is just unfortunately the only thing that ever gets this card, especially more gold standard rather than necessarily in the higher ratings. Once we get to a team of the season, a footies or something like that, he's practically got 90 stats everywhere, so that's absolutely fine. But as a gold card, it's never been prominent in him at all. But he's number one. Then we go on to a Beckham, a brand new Team of the Year icon, and he is wonderful. If you've not checked the review out on him, definitely go and have a little look. You'll see some absolutely incredible stuff from him. He's quick, he's got the dribble on him, his passing is obviously elite, he's got the shooting as well as needing a finisher. You'd go with a hunter and you're absolutely laughing with him. Genuinely an incredible card to get nowadays. I think Beckham's mid, base and prime was a cracking addition to the FIFA franchise, but he just lacks something. He wasn't necessarily... Every time I heard about him coming to FIFA, I knew he wouldn't be incredible on the game. He wouldn't necessarily be going against Best, Garincha, and now Jairzinho. He was always going to be the second thought. Maybe, to be fair, maybe more of a cam. But this card is sensational. They've upgraded him so well, and I'm so glad that they've done these different... I think these are the campaigns, I believe. I believe that's what they were going for. Instead of moments, they've got the World Cup. They've obviously got now the Team of the Year. Maybe we see a captains would be quite a nice one for them. Maybe a shapeshifter if they have the license for that. That would actually be incredible with what they could do with some cards. But this Team of the Year is outstanding. Still at a very high price. But if you manage to pack him in the absolute onslaught that is Team of the Year, you've got a solid right mid there. Then we have my favourite card, my favourite SBC so far this year. Other than your likes of your Messi and your Ronaldos, Payet has been an absolute dream. He's partnered up with Mbappé up top, and he's still absolutely raking goals in. 200 contributions for goals in 146 matches, predominantly rivals and foot champs. He has done a few friendlies, but definitely not a lot, and obviously squad battles. I don't think I've played a single game of squad battles with him unless I'm getting rid of a red card, which technically makes it even better because there probably is games like friendlies where people have left at 1-0, so you don't actually get the full benefit of every single match with him when you do get rage quits. But this card is an absolute gem. If you got him as an SBC, the dynamic was enough for me to complete him, then put him up top. He is an absolute dream. He's got the traits on him, he's got the stats, he just is absolutely sensational as an SBC. Then we have Adama, and I don't know why, it always brings the 14 loan card. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. Now that's better. So we haven't used him much, to be fair. He is predominantly super sub in champs more than anything, which to be fair to him, I think he's done pretty well. To say literally he would come on 60 to 70th minute if I'm looking for a change, and then extra time if I am really desperate for it. That would be the only times I bring him on. And to say he's got 7 goals, 4 assists, I'm not complaining with him. He is predominantly more super sub than anything. Again, Adama is one of them ones that Everybody loves, he's very much like a Ryan Kent. Everybody loves him because he's so quick. He's got the physicality. Has got a little bit of balance on this card, which is always nice. Composure's a little bit lacking. I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy him because he was obviously untradeable packed. But if you was looking for a super sub and you were in need, he's one to think of. Starting lineup, I don't think he's necessarily there. I think he is a super sub and that is it. Because the pace, once the opponent has used a lot of stamina, he's going to absolutely trounce them. And that is predominantly where I use him. And then we have Terrier, another fan favourite of an SBC. This card again, we've had his rule breaker from the start, which I believe was just a Team 1. Then we got his Player of the Month, which was obviously an SBC. And then we have his Foot Centurions, which was an SBC. And every single time he's so worth it. Down that wing, quicker than anything. He's tall. He's got the 4-4. Finesse, flair, and flair passes as the traits, and he's just wonderful in game. Definitely as a left mid, works really, really well. If I was to potentially go left wing and only have one striker up front, maybe it might be a little bit different, but in terms of left mid going forward, he is absolutely wonderful to play with. A brilliant SBC again. And then we have Dembélé, who is always meta because he's always got that 5-star, 5-star. That is personally what makes this card incredible. Even at his gold 83, right at the start of the game, he is at such a high price. And once he gets a card like this, you're absolutely laughing. I would say I do like him more on the wing because I feel like his pace is just so meta down the wing, and especially because he doesn't have that strength and aggression unless you are very good with skills or breaking space from the centre backs. Unfortunately, it just isn't the one to go straight down the middle. You want to be going wing, cutting him in, and he's got the weak foot to go either or. He's left-footed, so on the right, you can obviously cut in for his left, and if obviously you're going from the left, he can go with his right. Obviously, you'd always favour the stronger foot if you can, but having that 5-star, 5-star just makes this card so much more viable every single time. And he's got flair as his trait. Everything else is nice. We definitely could love an upgrade, a foot birthday, if they're just going to really ramp up his kind of rating. Would probably say to stay away from him because obviously he's already got the 5-5, and in foot birthday we are looking for as many 4-star, 4-stars to go to at least a 1 5-star, and Dembélé just needs an upgrade somewhere else. But if we could get a 90 plus Dembélé, you're absolutely laughing. Then we have a hero who definitely would be favoured for an upgrade, 88 Di Natale. Still absolutely nuts going in game. He is a high-low and the best Serie A striker you can get from the start of the game. Now we've definitely got a fair few decent ones. He's kind of still thereabouts. We don't see him in a load of times, but if he was to get a captains, a shapeshifter, something to really ramp up that rating from obviously the World Cup heroes, so hopefully they're next, then this card would absolutely flourish again. But even the normal heroes card, he's got the pace already, shooting's very good, passing's solid, great amount of dribbling, and he has got finesse, flair, outside of the foot, and team player as the traits, and he is a 4-star, 4-star. I think with an upgrade for him, we saw it, I want to say during captains last year. I'm pretty sure he got one then, but obviously we need another one from him now. He's 88 rated and people are catching him. I still think in-game wise, he's still absolutely there, but we would really, really appreciate a bigger version of him. And then we have Ben Yedder. This guy is just nuts. He's definitely not as favoured this year as what we saw from the previous years. If we do see a team of the season of him though, that could be, again, the Ben Yedder hunt. Obviously Mbappé steals all of the show light, and now we have Messi and Neymar as well. Then you're just going to struggle to really get him in. But Ben Yedder's in-game, even his gold card doesn't look fantastic. It looks good, and you know he's solid, but in-game wise, the 4-5, the high-low, 5-7, great agility balance. He just is a wizard up front. He gets goals, he runs past people, doesn't even have that much strength, a little bit more than the average striker with loads of pace, but in general, he just manages to find it. Leadership, flair, finesse shot, outside of the foot, and team player as a traits again. Some absolutely wonderfuls there, and honestly this card would be a joke to go up front with someone like Mbappé. They both would bounce off each other so much. And then we go to another Frenchman, which again we get so many of them. Ribéry is always fantastic. If you did his end of era, which is obviously or was an SBC, then you're absolutely laughing. Another 5-5, medium low with a 5-7, cam, centre forward and striker for this version. Obviously his end of era went into the left wing where he started, and in general, he's still got it. Still got the pace, still got the finishing. The dribbling's nice, but could do with an upgrade, but hopefully we do see maybe a footies Ribéry. If we was to see like a 95, 96, I don't know how well he's doing actually in the league, if he's still there. Obviously, we've got the end of era SBC, so I can't imagine he's doing a hell of a lot, but it would be nice to get that final big boost for a Ribéry later on in the year if we can. But he, again, is still going to do an absolute job for you. 5-star, 5 stars are still very hard to come by, so you definitely want to get as many in as possible. And then we go on to a card that I still don't know how he does it. He is just an absolute joke. A 4-star, 4-star. You look at the base stats, I'm like, okay, 86 pace. Well, that can go up, like 88. You can go 8 plus on obviously your pace. So realistically, you're looking at about 94. That pretty solid. So then you're looking at the shooting has to go up. But in general, this card in game is stupid. He's so quick. His finishing is elite. His dribbling doesn't look that good. His agility balance is definitely average at best for a striker. And yet he just walks for everybody. He's got great strength. Obviously his composure's good. His finishing's good. He just works so well. And it frustrates me how good, well, at least whenever I come up against him, he always scores. He's like the kryptonite. It used to be Son, but now it's Morientes. If I see that guy, it's like he's already scored straight away in the game. Power header outside of the foot and finesse for the traits, and definitely one to look at if you are wanting a hero striker or at least wanted to try somebody brand new out. He will have a specific game kind of style. You're not necessarily going to be full on sprinting through everybody, but most definitely once you get his key down, he's going to do wonders for you. And that takes us on to the next hero striker, Völler. He, again, is one of the ones that I was anticipating to be insane as he is. The only thing with him, would love a 4-4 if we're going to be just kind of really picking at the card, because his pace is brilliant, the shooting's nice, agility, balance could do with some work, but definitely going for that shooting, at least a hunter maybe, to get that pace. You could go catalyst to get more passing on him, but again, you just want to go all out shooting with him. Maybe going in with an engine for the balance could be a shout. I feel like that definitely would be the chem style for him, and again, another absolute joke of a card. You could still definitely use his bog standard heroes, which I believe was an 89, I want to say, and again, he just is stupid on the game. Quick, great shooting, dribbling is a hell of a lot better compared to most, and just wonderfully, wonderfully gifted in this game. On to another Team of the Year honourable, and it's going to be Vinícius. You're looking at this card and thinking, yes, this is a bit of me. A 5-star, 4-star, 91 rated. I cannot wait to see if he does get a Team of the Season, because most definitely, if he's coming in at a 96, 97, he's going to be wanted all over again. 5'9" with a high medium, pace is maxed out, shooting's pretty much almost there. Obviously very similar to Neymar with the shot power, again with the pace already being maxed out. Like we saw with a Neymar card going up in the rating, you can almost cross off the pace with this one definitely, and you can focus on a different chem style. If you go with a Deadeye, you get obviously a bit more passing and shooting. If you wanted to go finisher, you get the physical and shooting. He has got multiple avenues that you can go down with, and again is going to be very elite in this game in terms of an end game card. And I think him and Neymar are head to head now. Neymar obviously got a little bit lucky with the start of the game still being very good rated, but Vinny is definitely coming for him. Then we have another SBC in end of an era, Bale, announcing his retirement from football this year, and they didn't disappoint with a card. The SBC was absolutely peanuts because it is Team of the Season. Can actually be a left back, which I actually really rate. Wouldn't say I'd put him at left back, but most definitely it is a nice little alternative, especially if you needed to get goals or assists with defenders. You whack him as a left back, put him back up top, and you're absolutely laughing. So it is actually a really nice card for objectives, especially when he wasn't that expensive. Super sub at best. I think he hasn't really had the greatest games for me personally, and that is just purely for the fact that every match in Champs that I brought him on, I got battered. And it's been over 2 weeks for him, or I think a week and a bit. And honestly, every time I've brought him on, we've already been losing. We're trying to just throw anything at the game. So he hasn't really had the impact that I'd want, purely for the fact of the skill-based matchmaking, because I've been trounced a few times with him on. But everything about him is nice. He's got the pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, as well as a good amount of physicality. Head and accuracy being 99. He is a wonderful super sub, as well as Adama. We then go on to some icons. So we won't go too too heavy detail for them because we know roughly what the icons are all about. It's always about the Bales, the Vinis, the Völlers, the players that you don't necessarily see every single year. But we've got Eusebio, Cruyff, Gullit, Ronaldinho, Pele, and obviously our man R9. They are just wonderful. Every single one of them are wanted in the game, and that is just a given. Cruyff, I'd say, is probably one of the better ones in terms of my opinion, because that 5-star is just absolutely stunning. But you'd never turn down any of these icons. Eusebio would win games, Cruyff would win games, Gullit is just a joke. But Gullit, the big thing with Gullit is the fact that he can literally go down the spine and have no problems in every single position. That is absolutely scary. We then have Ronaldinho as a new card. Very, very unfortunate that he didn't get that 5-5 if this is the last Ronaldinho card of this year. So I kind of hope that they would have done, because again, the stats are just joke worthy. They are so good. In game, his dribbling is absolutely elite. He has got everything you need. He is literally the perfect left wing striker cam that you can get in this game. Finesse, flair, outside of the foot as the traits as well. He is just God mode in this game, most definitely. And then as you saw, Pele is here as well. You've always got to show the love. I am praying they give him a 99 before the end of this year. We haven't seen our first 99 yet either. I was kind of hoping that they maybe have done it during Team of the Year. I felt like Pele definitely had a shout there, but unfortunately they didn't, which means he's gonna have to come at some other point. But Pele, as normal, will still absolutely rock a game. His dribbling is unreal, shooting's phenomenal. He just has everything going for him. And then we saw R9, who is just R9. Like, genuinely, you just can't not love this card. He has got everything. He is a 5-star, 6 foot, doesn't have the high-low work rates, which you'd think makes a difference to the card. Most definitely doesn't. His pace is incredible. Finishing is just next level. Dribbling wise, again, pretty solid all round, and he has got the strength as well, and he just takes it to a team. He is almost like a cheat code in this game. If you've got him in the team, you've got a chance. Yes, if your opponent's like considerably better, you might struggle a bit of time because people will know how to defend him, and there is ways you do have to kind of just stick with him, especially if you, for instance, you've got a Ronaldo at your striker, but then you've got a gold CR7 next to him. They almost instinctively know you are going to go to R9 for every single shot you possibly can. So it is almost dragging players out, and that is where it's hard to get the ball to him at times if they are identifying that. And that definitely comes in more of the top league. In kind of the mid to low tier, people are just going to run around him or run past him, and he's just going to literally just take it from his own way and score every single time. And then the final ones we will show you is going to be our man Haaland. We then have obviously the other three attackers, but again, some absolutely wonderful cards. Haaland's first Team of the Year of probably many, but everything is just unreal with him. Still coming in at a very premium price as well. As we've got through the list, it has got a little bit more expensive every single time. Now we're at the cards that are at a massive supply, but the demand is just so minimal. You're just going to overflow with even more profits on this card, because I think he came in at about 6.5 mil and still was about 5 mil by the next day or two. That just shows you how wanted this card is and what he can actually do. His powerhouse type is just incredible. He's got the strength. He's got good dribbling, but definitely could do with an upgrade. Pace-wise is fantastic. Finishing is fantastic. Overall, an absolute animal as a striker. Then we have Benz. Again, not a bad card at all. I feel like a lot of people overlook someone like this because it gives you very much Lewandowski vibes, gives you that Ibra, the Cavani, the kind of slower but incredible shooting sort of strikers, whereas Ben's having this Team of the Year, 97 rated, which I'm going to say, very gutted they didn't at least give him a 98, 99 to be the highest attacker, seen as though he won the Ballon d'Or. I know obviously Modric got a 99, and maybe they're not doing it. Maybe they're just trying to keep all the 99s for later. But in general, this card should have been 99. A Ballon d'Or winner definitely needs to be at the top of the game. But instead, 97 with these stats, you can't argue still, because he is absolutely wonderful in game. He's very quick on the ball, especially for a more stockier build at 6'1". You'd kind of expect him to be semi-truck vibes when it comes to going through, and he works really well with it. Then we have Messi. 98 Messi, and again, an incredible card. The dribbling on him is just elite. You've got the left stick. You cannot argue with that. If you know how to use the left stick efficiently, this guy is for you. If, obviously, you can afford him or have packed him. Let me know if you packed him down below, because I would have loved a Messi this year. He just is sensational, as pretty much most years. I can imagine we might see a Team of the Season 99 from him if he does manage, and if he doesn't, you know he's going into community. If literally he just got injured for the rest of these matches and there was no way of a Team of the Season, you'll definitely see Messi in a community 100%. They are not missing out on a big payday with a Team of the Season Messi around. But stat wise, again, is you just see a sea of 99s at times, and he just is wonderful to play with. Then finally, Mbappé. Probably now, I'd say is 97 the best striker on the game, and he will cost you a pretty penny. Did start off at 13 to 14 mil, and honestly, I didn't think he was going to drop overnight, but literally dropped to about 6 to 7 mil before you even know it. I think right about now, he's still definitely coming in at a price, if I can find my mouse. Mbappe is coming in at a whopping, drum roll, please. Wow, okay, so he's gone up a little bit. He is 10.4 mil. That is absolutely nuts. So yeah, he dropped to 9 million coins, so he didn't even drop as much as I thought. He dropped to 9 mil and literally just kept going. He was 9.8, then 10.1, dropped down a little bit again, and now he's rising back up, and more than likely will rise up just that little bit more once the Team of the Year is out. And we know it's so difficult to pack these Team of the Years. It is just absolutely nuts to try and get one. But hopefully, if you do, then this card is going to be the definition of a striker. The pace is maxed out, the finishing's maxed out. You've got a lot of 99s again, and just overall will be an absolute pleasure to play with. We've used his gold for so long now, and again, that card is still definitely there and up in the big ones, but his Team of the Year is just absolutely nuts. So let me know down below if there's any other strikers you would like to throw your hat in with. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.